looked like a mummy.
It's pretty creative.
But that's something she'll never forget. Being at the ballpark with her dad on the hottest day when nobody else would go with them because it was too hot. And he was a really great dad. I remember when they were about 4 and we lived in Midland and it snowed, and he said at night, let's go for a night snow walk. And my mother was so, when I told her that that's what we'd done the night before, that we'd all bundled up and gone for a walk in the snow and the dark, she just thought that was so terrific. It didn't really occur to me until she said, you know, for a father to think of doing something like that with his children, who will remember it forever.
Next, Jenna upstages her dad on the campaign trail when she sticks her tongue out at the press. We'll talk about that when we get back. There was recently a picture of Jenna sticking her tongue out at the media. Did you talk to her about it? Closed captioning provided by...
Carb phobic? Relax. There's Dreamfields. Delicious, authentic pasta with 5 grams of digestible carbs. Look for the black box.
What is 7 on your side? It's showing you burglary trends in the upstate.
Thieves took several hunting and collectible guns.
And asking tough questions about what police are doing to stop it.
Is there anything else that you could do?
7 on your side, Crime Tracker. That's on your side.
It's Pool and Spa Connections Fall for Savings Sidewalk Sale. It's the biggest spa sale in the upstate. 5 days only, Thursday through Monday, October the 4th. Get savings up to $2,500 off on Dimension 1 spas. Payments start at $99 per month. Pay no payments or interest till next year. Ask about free delivery. Plus, get 20% off on all spa accessories. Hurry in and save today at Pool and Spa Connections, 8705 Asheville Highway in Spartanburg.
A Safe Auto call center is where it all begins.
It's where people who need car insurance call to learn the benefits of coverage from Safe Auto.
We get hundreds of calls per hour, thousands of calls per day, countless calls per week.
Which means when you're ready to take advantage of immediate coverage from Safe Auto, we'll be ready too.
Combine that with guaranteed low monthly payments
and convenient payment options like check by phone.
And you'll understand why we need so many phones.
Minimum coverage for minimum money. We keep you legal for less. Safe Auto.
Remember when you had to mail a letter? Remember when you had to go to a store to buy something? Remember when you had to worry about what time you used your cell phone? Now Suncom offers flat rate calling with unplanned. Nights, weekends, and all other time restrictions are history. Pay the same $50 every month no matter when you use your phone. Guaranteed. It's the end of wireless as you know it. We're Suncom, and we get it.
Boats and motorhomes outside, bargains galore inside. The Family Home Health and Recreation Show at the Spartanburg Expo Center, October 2nd and 3rd. Travel and resorts, health and how-to seminars, stage entertainment.
$1 for charity wins this new boat donated by Gotcha Covered Marine.
Kids event sponsored by Toys R Us. X-Mod competitions for charity sponsored by Radio Shack and Verizon. The Family Home Health and Recreation Show, October 2nd and 3rd, Spartanburg Expo Center. Admission $3, $10 max per family.
To get the fiber you need in your diet, you have to eat a lot of food. That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement with 4 grams of fiber in each dose. That's 4 times the amount you get from fiber caplets. Try sugar-free Fiber Choice with 0 net carbs.
I know it's hard to believe, but our parents' favorite term of endearment for each other is actually bushy.
Well, those are the Bush girls giving away a little family secret at this year's Republican convention. Now today, George and Laura Bush answer some very personal parenting questions in a very special interview Robin and I did with the first couple. Like who was the heavy when it came to disciplining the girls, and who spared the rod and spoiled a child. And the president talks about what it's like having his grown-up daughters with him on the campaign trail. The Bush's daughters, Barbara and Jenna, may be twins, but they aren't identical in looks or personality. Barbara is described as bookish and Jenna boisterous. Now that they've graduated from college, Barbara from her father's alma mater, Yale, and Jenna from her mom's University of Texas, both have decided it's time to campaign for Dad.
Jenna and I are really not very political, but we love our dad too much to stand back and watch from the sidelines. We realized that this would be his last campaign, and we wanted to be a part of it. Besides, since we've graduated from college, we're looking around for something to do for the next few years.
And Dad is happy that the last campaign of his life will be a family affair. To help their dad, they're hosting glitzy political parties and appearing on MTV.
And hey to everyone at the VMAs. Jen and I really wish we could be there, but we're in New York this week to support our dad. And as you might have guessed, we wanted to suggest that you vote for him in November.
But politics is never a smooth ride, as Jenna learned recently when she let her feelings about the press get the best of her. There was recently a picture in the media of Jenna sticking her tongue out at the media, which I have to tell you,
She said she's working on her impulsiveness.
But I have to tell you, my first response when I saw that, Robert, I said, I so love this. And I know that there has to have been 1,000 times you probably wanted to do that, but did you talk to her about it when she did it?
I was in the limo with her, and she said, I just stuck my tongue out.
She turned around and told me.
And I said, Jenna, you just made national news. I said, you got to be careful. You're in a fishbowl, and whether you like it or not, every move you make, particularly when you're with me, will be recorded. And I think she felt terrible about it.
She was totally humiliated.
Really?
I missed it all because I was hiking in Glacier Park, and so, you know, I didn't have any news.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it because she's a dignified young lady, and sticking her tongue out is not a dignified move. And she learned a good lesson. That's what life's like, learning lessons.
How did y'all discipline the girls as they were growing up? I mean, who was the heavy, and how did you discipline them if one of them got in trouble as they were growing up?
I wouldn't say that either one of us was really the heavy. Maybe that's obvious now, but but we fussed at them, of course. That's, you know, mainly fussed at them.
Were y'all spankers? Did you spank them?
Not really.
Very often.
Not really. We were in your roomers, you know, get to your room.
Yeah.
I think I was probably used a little harsher rhetoric at times than Laura would have, but not mean. Not mean, but just kind of, you've crossed a red line and don't cross it again.
How would they answer that question about which of you was the heaviest? Was there one of you they would go to if they had to plead their case?
Yeah, the mother, of course, every time.
No, I think they did the same thing. You know, what kids always do. Well, Daddy said I could do so-and-so, you know, when he really hadn't, but played us off against each other. One thing I will say, we didn't really, we never colluded with them against each other.
Yeah.
That we were always...
No divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's the challenge, is to make sure the parent supports the other parent. I think children are really very capable about finding the weak spot and exploiting it.
Oh, boy, let
and
me
they're
tell
pros
you.
at it. And I would hope that, I think I did a very good job of backing up Laura, and I know she did a great job of backing up me, but the temptation was to side with the child over the parent. And that sends incredibly mixed signals. They were normal teenagers, and at times very difficult. I used to tease and say, no one adequately warned us what it was like to be a parent of a teenager.
It's very hard to be in the public eye. It's very hard, and
for children.
Exactly, and I can't imagine really how you can prepare yourself for that.
I think what parents have to do is say, all right, what am I about here? I'm about socializing this child. I have to teach them what we stand for. My dad used to say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. He told me that from the very beginning, and it was right after I had paid like a ridiculous price for a broken down bike, and he said, wait a minute, you got to get some values here, boy. I mean, you were saying you've got to teach them values. You've got to teach them to love themselves and to feel loved. To me, with our boys, we've said, we have hit the home run ball if we can get Jay to discover his authentic self. What's his gift? What's his skill? What's his talent? And embrace that, whatever it is. And the same way with Jordan. And do you think Jenna and Barbara know who they are and
Yes,
what
I
they're
think they
intended to be in
definitely
this
are.
life, their gifts and skills that
That's
God
right.
has given them?
I think they are. I mean, they're both, you know, are interested in doing things right now that maybe won't be what they do for their life, but will be a very satisfying part of their lives. But I also think that we intuitively knew what they were good at, and they were different. They were very, very different. You know, they're
That's
not
very good to be
identical
able to
twins.
recognize that in your
And that
children.
we, and I think parents who can intuit that can help their children. Like the year we gave Barbara a sewing machine in the 7th grade or something for Christmas. We knew she was good at that. We knew she had great fine motor skills. She was interested, and, you know, we didn't talk about it. We didn't, you know, say, now you've got your sewing machine, go sew in your room. But she did do that. And it was, you know, that's an interest she has still.
When your daughters decide to marry and pick their husbands, what kind of qualities do you hope they have?
Well, I hope first, of course, that they love each other. I think that's really, really important. But I hope they have the qualities their dad has, who's very interested in parenting, who was always willing to be a part of their life, from diaper changing to driving carpool. No one can believe it, but he actually did drive carpool when we lived in Dallas. He drove the morning carpool, and I picked him up in the afternoon.
Do you think they'll marry someone like
Yeah.
their dad?
Sure.
You
I
do?
mean, I think that's what they find. I mean, I don't know if they'll marry somebody who want to be president of the United States. I don't know about that.
Listen, I just want somebody to go fishing with other than Barney the dog. I go into the house.
He's really looking for
Any of you girls want to go fishing? Of course not.
Son-in-laws.
Yeah,
Barney wants to go fishing
Yeah, but he
all the
could
time.
never tell on you and say you didn't really let
That's
him.
exactly right.
He could never do that. When we come back, what the president says about teenage drinking and driving.
Little Critter Gummy Bites are fun and tasty gummy bears packed full of the essential vitamins and minerals that kids need every day. Look for Little Critters in the children's vitamin section of your favorite store.
Half the sugar, full of flavor. Introducing a new Quaker Instant Oatmeal.
Joe's life was complicated. He didn't know what to do until fate intervened. Mr. Clean takes on 3 different cleaning roles in The Magic Spray, featuring an amazing new antibacterial spray that cuts tough grease, kills germs, and cleans glass to a streak-free shine. New Mr. Clean Antibacterial Multi-Surface Spray does it all.
Introducing the new look of Serenity Bladder Control. With a fresh white top sheet to help keep you dry, high-rising soft sides, and now with Odosorb Plus to help prevent odors. Designed to leave you feeling fresh as a, well, you know.
Agony.
Anguish. Words that should never define the taste of your energy bar. That's why there's Snickers Marathon, long-lasting energy bar with the great taste of Snickers. Snickers Marathon, the energy you crave.
Still have time?
Yeah! Don't miss a moment of action with the Game Bucket deal from KFC. 6 pieces of extra crispy chicken and 6 honey barbecue wings. Plus a free half-gallon Pepsi Mega Jug, all for just $9.99.
Sir, you forgot your Mega Jug.
Only in
Capital USA!
I'm Jim DeMint, and I approve this message to set the record straight. My opponent claims I want to raise your taxes. That's not true. I want to cut your taxes and get rid of the IRS. One plan would replace all income taxes, payroll, and business taxes with a sales tax. You keep 100% of your paycheck, your Social Security check, and every family gets a monthly check averaging $400 for taxes on food and medicine. All of your paycheck, no tax return, and that's the truth.
To purchase tapes or transcripts of your favorite Dr. Phil show, log on to drphil.com or call 866-4-DR-PHIL. That's 866-437-7445.
If you've got a family, I know you've got your hands full. Whether they're Bob and Betty in Idaho or the Bushes in the White House, all parents have a full-time job. The problems are all the same, according to the President and First Lady. Today, in a special Dr. Phil, the couple talks with Robin and me about their 2 girls and teen drinking.
You know, one of the big issues parents face is teenage drinking and are drinking while driving. It's awfully difficult for a parent to tell a child not to drink and drive when the parent drinks and drives.
Yeah.
And I mean, parents have got to understand that when they tell their child something, they've got to be willing to live it in order for the child to be able to absorb the truth of what the parent is trying to say.
They got to walk the talk. You know, I hear parents so much say, my kids just won't listen. You know, I've often thought, you better quit worrying about the fact that they're not listening and worry about the fact that they're watching. Like
That's right.
a hawk.
That's
They're
right.
watching everything you do.
That's right.
And they're so perceptive. If you're irritated and you set your coffee cup down a little harder in the morning, they hear it. And, you know, they look, say, oh, what's going on between mom and dad? You know, they pick those things up so quickly.
That's why parenting is so hard.
I believe everybody, I don't care who it is, everybody has a personal truth. It's what they believe about themselves when nobody's listening, nobody's watching. They're just looking in the mirror in the morning, shaving, or they're just sitting there quietly thinking. And I think that we generate the results in life that we believe we deserve. I mean, if I can see somebody that's just in a terrible place in their life, I know that at least in part, they've generated what they believe they deserve. And so I think it's important that we make our children feel special, feel that they deserve a good husband or a good wife, that they are worthy of having something to give back to the world and to society. Do you think your girls have a personal truth that empowers them to go out and do the things that they're worthy of doing?
I do think they do.
How did they get it? As their dad, you know they're going to go meet someone and fall in love and marry, perhaps. Have they gotten that personal truth where you know they will hold the men in their lives to a standard to treat them right and do the things that are important? How did you make that happen?
I fall back to the same old answer, which is I loved them. They've got a sense of capability, but I think they got good judgment. And really what you're asking, and particularly when it comes to other relationships, do they have good judgment?
Can they make the right decisions? Can they make the hard
I'm trying
decisions?
to teach our boys all of their lives how to treat a woman. Just always treat a woman with dignity and respect. Philip and I both have worked really hard to teach them that. What rules or what guidelines did you give your girls on how to treat men?
I think we gave them guidelines on how to treat people, but I think really they saw us. They saw us with our friends. They saw how we treated each other. And there's that great James Baldwin quote that I love about children are never very good at listening to their elders, but they never fail to imitate them. And I think that they saw that with us. They saw the way we treated our parents. They saw the way our parents treated us.
Up next, sometimes it's not just the kids who get in trouble in the Western White House or in my house. You'll see what I mean. She told me last night that she thinks you're kind of ornery sometimes.
You may be right.
So I'm
You
curious.
know what I actually said? I said, I think the two of you are an awful lot alike. A little ornery, I think.
12 months. 365 days. A year's worth of incredible savings. That's what the Ingalls Advantage card has meant to smart shoppers everywhere. So keep checking that flyer for weekly specials, because after all, Advantage savings
Are easy as pie. Like the grain. Makes you one smart cookie.
Ingalls. Get the advantage.
This rocks.
Just like in America, there's a new spirit shining from Lawrence at Smith Chevrolet Cadillac. It's a new we make it happen for you attitude that makes us #1 in low prices, #1 in easy financing, and #1 in service at Smith Chevrolet Cadillac. September 28th, 29th, and 30th. For all qualified buyers, an unprecedented offer. 0% financing on all 2004 Chevrolets in stock. There's a new can-do spirit at Smith Chevrolet Cadillac. Right on the corner, right on the price. Smith Chevrolet, an American revolution.
Entrusting a loved one to a nursing home is one of the hardest decisions a family can face. You pay for and should receive professional, loving care. Sadly, all too often, facilities sacrifice training, safety, and quality of care to maximize profit. Negligent care places your loved ones at risk of life-threatening injury or even death.
I'm Tony Harbin from the law firm of Standard for Harbin and Griffith. If you or a loved one has been injured by the neglect of a nursing home, call us today, 1-800-INJURED. We can help.
Reminder for South Carolina residents who want lower Medicare supplement premiums and lower prescription drug costs. Special enrollment for Blue Select Medicare supplements ends soon. A free phone call to Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina today could save you hundreds of dollars or more each year. Through October 12th, you cannot be turned down if you're 65 or over with Medicare Parts A and B. Call 1-800-97-BLUE-2. That's 1-800-972-5832. Call now.
My vote counts.
My vote counts. My vote counts.
On Election Day in South Carolina, there's one thing you can count on.
My vote counts.
We have a proud tradition of security, integrity, and accuracy in the voting booth.
I'm a South Carolinian, and my vote counts.
And this year, thousands of South Carolinians will vote using the newest, most advanced voting technology in the world.
My vote counts. Every vote matters. Every vote counts.
Dr. Phil is making house calls. His monthly newsletter is called The Next Level, and it gets delivered right to your door with advice, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the show, quizzes, and more. You'll get 12 issues for $14.95. So if you're not already a subscriber, call 1-800-334-6300 or go to drphil.com.
Well, we're back with more of our interview with George and Laura Bush. Robin and I paid a visit to their ranch recently to talk about being parents. We also wanted to know about the man who their daughters call Dad. Laura Bush has been at her husband's side for 26 years. They met at a friend's barbecue in Midland, Texas. They were both 31 years old, and it was a classic case of opposites attracting. She was quiet, dignified, and fastidiously neat. He was called a hellraiser and a tad on the sloppy side.
Laura was a librarian when he met her, and Bush was exactly the kind of guy librarians would tell to shut up.
It was instant attraction, and after only 3 months, they were married. Bush was running for Congress, so they spent their honeymoon on the campaign trail. By all accounts, there appears to have been only one speed bump in their marriage. Bush liked his liquor, but when he turned 40, Mrs. Bush had had enough. He gave up drinking and became a born-again Christian. Today, the President and First Lady wind down from Washington at their ranch in Crawford, Texas. What's it mean to you to come here and get away from all the hustle bustle?
Well, this is our home, and so it's a wonderful place to come to. It's a place where we can relax. Plus, there's so much outdoors here, which we love, and that's the one thing, you know, that's sort of difficult about moving to the White House is it's harder to walk outside.
Can you really decompress when you're here? Do you wind down when you're out in the hay or messing with the horses or whatever?
Absolutely. You just get a new perspective. Things are different after a quick period of time here on the ranch. In other words, the problems are still the same, but you're able to look at them in a little different light. I fish a lot, and I exercise a lot. I work on the property a lot, and there's just nothing better for lifting the spirits and cleaning out the pipes.
I've got to ask you, because I get in trouble around my house. I track in mud, all of that kind of stuff.
It's not, well, what he calls trouble is not trouble, but...
Yeah, she told me last night that she thinks you're kind of ornery sometimes. and
you may be right.
So I'm curious.
You know what I actually said? I said, I think the two of you are an awful lot alike. A little ornery, I think.
So how does he get in trouble?
Well, he gets in trouble that way, certainly.
Yeah, tracking in mud.
Tracking in mud, that's a major problem in any house, I think. But he doesn't actually get in that much trouble.
I think that one of the problems of living out here is that you can't bring caliche in or mud, and sometimes I'm not as considerate as I should be. I need to take the boots off a little earlier in the process. But
yeah, I've talked to so many people that have said, you know, I really like President Bush, but I'm not sure that I know him or what he's all about behind the scenes or when the cameras aren't there. If they did know you, what would they discover?
I think what they would find is a person who loves life, can relate to people from all walks of life. Somebody would say, let's go for a bike ride on the ranch. Or if you got some time, why don't we go fishing? Somebody that loves to read history. Somebody is a good listener. and somebody who likes to laugh a lot.
And likes to talk a lot.
Well, that too.
Would they find a sense of humor?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a part of your day?
I'm a needler and can take a needle, but I do it in good humor. I think it's very important to be lighthearted. Listen, this is serious business, obviously. The presidency is a decision-making job. And you make a lot of decisions, some of which you'll never see, a lot of which you do see. And the environment can be very somber. And I try to lighten it up some. I'm mindful that people who work for me need to have access to the president. And when they have access, that it's not just a real onerous moment, that we can laugh and really enjoy the moment, because we'll look back sometime and say, gosh, wasn't that an amazing period of time?
Sure.
I'm a team builder, and I think it's important to do that. And by being a team builder, I think you got to recognize you're not it. You're part of a team.
Do you step back when you're making decisions, whether it's about domestic policy or education or whatever it may be? Do you ever step back and say, I really want to think about what this means to Betty in Idaho or the mom down here? Or do you think you're able to really walk in their shoes, essentially, and look through their eyes?
Absolutely, you do. On the other hand, remember, I've had the great experience of being a governor of a state. And governors are close to the people. I think that, you've got a very good point. A president and a first lady can become encapsulated in Washington. You get kind of the proverbial bubble. And the fundamental question then is, do you have the background prior to going to Washington, D.C. to be able to relate to people from all walks of life?
Do you think you've kept that connection?
If you haven't kept the connection, people would read you just like that. The interesting thing about the American people is they can flesh out the truth. They know instinctively if somebody's trying to put something over on them or is it a genuine thing.
How do you handle harsh or unfair criticism of the man you love?
Well, that's the worst part, of course. I mean, that's the really bad part about this job, I guess. In that, any time in politics, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a local school board race or a race for President of the United States. The fact is, part of politics, and especially part of campaigns, is the very harsh criticisms, the unfair criticisms, of course, I think.
How do you keep it from getting you down?
I think we just try to ignore it. I mean, we know it's part of it, and we've been in politics for years. We remember when it was George's dad that was the one that was criticized and how hurtful that was to us as children of the candidate.
It almost allows you to strengthen, I think, the bond between the two of you.
It really does.
You know the man and you know what's true.
We've got a very good marriage, and the experience in Washington in the White House has enriched it. It's counterintuitive, isn't it? You'd think that the pressures and all the anticipation and expectations would really make it difficult to have a good marriage. Quite the
contrary. It can weld you together.
It does.
I mean, it can weld you together, and I know it has to.
It's a common purpose.
When we come back, President Bush talks about protecting your kids from the messages of sex, drugs, and yes, rock and roll. And then the audience gets to ask Robin and me about our trip to the ranch.
I'm having work done. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but I am so excited.
Let Olay Regenerist do the work. With its aminopeptide complex, it continuously renews skin's appearance at the cellular level for lasting results. Olay Regenerist.
Work done.
And now the Regenerating Collection to help you tailor your skincare regimen.
The amazing 4 for All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas topped just the way you like them for only $11.99. And for just $1 more, get your choice of piping hot breadsticks, an ice cold 2-liter Pepsi, or freshly baked cinnamon sticks. For $1 more, you get more. Gather around the good stuff.
It's time to get rid of the IRS.
Sounds good, but the devil's in the details. DeMent's plan would impose a 23% federal sales tax on top of our state sales tax. He would eliminate your home mortgage deduction and end religious and charitable deductions. Seniors on a fixed income would pay more, and young people couldn't afford the sales tax on a new home. Maybe Jim DeMent can afford it, but can you? The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this message.
It's time to look 10 years younger. With LA Weight Loss, I never once was hungry. I never had to starve myself. I would describe it as a very supportive program. No, I'm not a paid actress. I'm doing this because I love LA Weight Loss, and I know what a struggle it can be to lose weight. If I can convince one person to take that next step, I'm happy.
Now it is your time. Call for your free consultation, 1-800-526-SLIM. That's 526-SLIM.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Millions met them in prime time. Now, on an all-new Dr. Phil, a family confronts their anger.
Inside you, there is a rage boiling all the time.
I had a very unpleasant childhood. My father was very cruel. He made me eat dog food.
Off the floor?
Yes.
All new Dr. Phil.
You deserve a better life.
That's tomorrow.
Well, today it's George and Laura Bush talking about how they struggled with being parents and raising their kids right. It was a special interview for Robin and me. Do you think if there was something you would say to the parents of America to give them the strength to hang in and go on? We've got epidemic levels of oral sex in the middle schools. We've got alcohol, and 40% of the 8th graders say they have access to drugs and alcohol if they want it. You know, you used to go to the bad part of town, buy drugs on the corner. Get them now on the internet with mom sitting at the kitchen table with you and not knowing what you're doing. I mean, there's so many struggles. What we're hearing in music today, all of these things. So many parents don't know that there's a radio version and a non-radio version of some of this music. That first time I popped in one of those CDs that I'd heard on TV, it was just astounding.
Curled your hair.
It did. What there was of it. So what's the advice you give them to hang on?
Well, I think that's the really hard part. That's the hard part of parenting now, and that is, you know, how you can plan your life so that your children have the strength to make the right choices and to not choose the drugs or the alcohol or whatever.
I think a good message for parents is that you're making a great contribution to the country that you love by focusing your love and your attention and time on your child. I mean, a parent is educating the next generation in many ways, and that you make a wonderful contribution to the greatest country on the face of the earth by being a loving, strong parent. Whether you're a single parent, by the way, or living in a two-parent household. I mean, I often say, and I tell you, I'm sure you've talked a lot about this to your viewers, but being a single mom is the toughest job in America. I mean, it really is hard. And she needs support and help a lot. And one of the issues I campaigned on when I was running for governor first in 1994 was that, you know, we were going to go after deadbeat dads and to make sure that they complied with their responsibility as a father was we're going to suspend their hunting and fishing licenses in the state of Texas.
But also, I think the discipline that we want our children to be self-controlled and to be disciplined, and I think as parents we need to think about the same thing, you know, what we're showing them. It's so brief, those few years of childhood.
There's no question there is a cultural influence that makes it hard for moms and dads to do their job. And the role of government, frankly, is to stand on the side of moms and dads and to help provide the tools to fight off the garbage that can flow into their houses, filters and the different things that, the different technologies that will at least make the house, you know, kind of a safe zone from, if possible, from the influences.
Well, I'm an incurable optimist. I know that it's tough, but I know that I see them keep struggling. I see them putting one foot in front of the other, and I see us turning out great generations.
You have contributed to your country by raising a child that is confident and understands their potential.
Mr. President,
Great
thank
job.
you so much. Mr.
Thanks
Bush.
so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I found that really interesting. What did you think?
Well, I had a ball. It was very, very much fun to be with those two people.
Yeah, it was interesting how they are off camera when the camera's off. And I mean, that's what you noticed more than anything.
I did notice because they were very heartwarming, very down to earth, very real in front of the camera. And the minute the camera was turned off, she was just as sweet as she could be. She insisted that the crew come in and pose for a picture with the president. When she even said the president, she was so proud, and she's very proud of him.
Yeah, I found them to be very real, genuine people. They're Texans. I mean, what can I say? All right, well, any questions or comments from you guys? What's your reaction to seeing and hearing them talk about their family and, you know, kind of a little different than the political agenda and all of that? Any questions or comments? Just raise your hand. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I felt like he was a real person on the screen, and yet when he gets in front of the country and talks about political situations like the war, he's more defensive. But as a father, I respect him. His views of parenting, I feel like, are ones that I'd like more people to have.
Sure. And those things are separate. I mean, sometimes, you know, you agree with part of what somebody says, and sometimes you don't. So,
I'd like to know, when they're on the ranch, does Mrs. Bush cook their meals?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I get the feeling that she probably does.
In fact, he did say she decorated the house, and she did take care of it when they were there, and that she did do the cooking, because we were right off the kitchen and we talked about that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, she did. So, all right, we'll be right back.
DrPhil.com, brought to you in part by...
With Meinike's All Change Plus, you'll get an oil change, plus a tire rotation, plus a brake inspection. Meineke, right service, right price.
Travel consideration provided by...
This O-Cedar moment is made possible by the O-Cedar Get It Done Quick Twist and Mop.
O-Cedar makes your life easier.
I'm Jim DeMint, and I approve this message.
Under Inez Tenenbaum, graduation rates fell from 45th to 50th. SAT scores dead last. Half our ninth graders won't finish high school. While education spending increased 40%, Tenenbaum spent $675,000 for catered meals, $4 million for travel, exorbitant salary increases for bureaucrats, and she still wanted $1 billion more in new taxes. Inez Tenenbaum, not what we need.
Has your insurance company ever canceled you when you least expected it? At Driver's Choice, we understand that anyone can have a problem every once in a while. So we write folks with all kinds of driving records, and we won't automatically cancel you if you make a mistake. You've got better things to do with your hard-earned money than overpay for car insurance. Save $25 to $50 a month with Driver's Choice. At Driver's Choice, we'll always treat you right. Call 1-877-77-CHOICE or click on driverschoiceinsurance.com.
Let's get a pepperoni.
Mushroom.
I want green pepper.
Here's some.
Put a sauce on,
Just get the Pizza Hut 4 for All pizza. Then everybody gets what they want.
Cool.
The amazing 4 for All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas for only $11.99. And for just $1 more, get breadsticks, Pepsi, or cinnamon sticks.
How can we ever thank you?
This is a good start.
Gather round the good stuff. Your Carolina Pizza Hut proudly supports the Victory Junction Gang Camp.
Think you know everything there is to know about America's largest home? Think again. Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. Plan your getaway right now. Visit us online at Biltmore.com or call for your free visit planner. Now's the time to discover the many wonders of Biltmore Estate.
Help manage what your children watch on television. To learn more about TV ratings and the V-chip, go to this website for details. CBS cares.
If you are in the LA area and want to be in the audience, call 323-461-PHIL or email us at drphil.com.
Next Wednesday on Dr. Phil.
Hello. How are you, Doctor?
Senator, how you doing?
Dr. Phil and Robin sit down for an intimate look inside the private lives of Senator and Mrs. Kerry.
You think this quest for the presidency has been a burden on your children?
Yes.
How do you decide if that's worth it?
It's the riveting interview you'll only see here.
For 3 weeks, I was crying and homesick. I just wasn't happy.
Did you ever hope you would have a daughter?
Yeah, I had some miscarriages.
The Kerrys reveal their candid thoughts about marriage.
There was a nervousness about making a commitment.
Nothing was more important than treating my depression.
And with once daily Wellbutrin XL, I feel like me again.
And I have to say it's nice that there's a low risk of sexual side effects.
Wellbutrin XL effectively treats depression with a low risk of sexual side effects.
It feels great to enjoy being around people again.
Wellbutrin XL is not for everyone. There is a risk of seizure when taking Wellbutrin XL. This risk can increase, so don't use if you've had a seizure or eating disorder, or if you abruptly stop using alcohol or sedatives. Don't take with MAOIs or medicines that contain bupropion. With a nicotine patch or alone, there is a risk of increased blood pressure, sometimes severe. To reduce risk of serious side effects, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Whether or not you take antidepressants, call your doctor right away if you have thoughts of suicide or sudden or severe changes in mood or behavior.
Once daily Wellbutrin XL really helped me.
It works for my depression with a low risk of sexual side effects.
Ask your doctor about once daily Wellbutrin XL.
There are toys. And there's the perfect toy. And right now at Toys R Us, when you buy one game, you get one free on any Milton Bradley, Hasbro, or Parker Brothers game. After all, the only thing better than seeing joy on a child's face is knowing you put it there.
That ought to do it. Oh, you're going international, huh? That's the plan. All right. See you tomorrow.
Hey, Frank, little help!
Here you go, guys. Hey, ragazzi!
Hey, Franco! Che aiuti?
Ci vediamo.
Ciao, Franco.
Ciao.
Ecco i pacchi dall'America.
Sì, lavoriamo con l'estero, eh?
Ti ringrazio.
Complimenti.
Global shipping with a very familiar face. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Funny how an Oreo tends to make milk disappear.
Oh, Oreo. Oh.
Oreo, milk's favorite cookie.
Ooh, Philadelphia. So rich, so creamy. It makes an ordinary bagel divine. And it's 25% less saturated fat than butter. When it's Philly, it's heaven.
Joan's crazy aunt is in town.
Crickets are edible. It's a delicacy.
But Friday, her brush with death
Get out!
will take a toll on Joan's family.
You need anything? Legs.
Emmy winner Cloris Leachman in an unforgettable performance.
You might just think that this happened to you, but it didn't.
A new Joan of Arcadia, CBS Friday.
Heard from Carol?
I got an email. She's on her way to Bali for cancer survivor sexual healing retreat.
At least she gets out of the house. You miss her?
I miss the idea of her.
She's still with the oncologist?
The man who gave her freedom from cancer and a Lexus.
Some women are so easily swayed.
How's David?
Giddy, enraged, guilty. On good days, numb.
Just now you get to find out who you actually are as a couple.
Lucky me.
I'll take Amy's greatest fear for 100. What is You're Nothing Without the Drama?
You can't possibly know that.
I'm a closet excitement junkie myself.
You think it runs in the family?
Like liberalism and a fear of clowns.
So I guess while you're gone, I'm gonna have to pump low for details about your book, huh?
I'm writing about Carol. Our marriage, the breakup, the Red Sox.
You know what? I'm gonna be late. Do you mind hopping out here? So call me. Call myself. If you want to keep talking.
I miss those days, too.
Coalition for Charitable Giving does not give a flying whit about foster care issues.
Well, it's too late to cancel your scheduled speaker. You're in the program.
I'm the filler between the noodle salad and the rubber chicken.
You're going.
Send Robert.
I can't send Robert.
Why not?
Because they're giving you an award.
I do not want an award.
That's exactly what I told them, but they're giving, you're getting, and you'll be there.
Sean, I'm too busy. Sean, I have information on Anthony Bird.
We've discussed this. You do not have to do the detective work.
A 6-year-old child is missing, Sean. If we're awake, we're looking.
All right, fine. What's your information?
A name. Tyler Green.
All right, then we have to find Tyler Green.
Which is precisely why I cannot speak at anyone's luncheon.
You're going.
Miss Gray, I need to talk to you.
We're here because on the 11th of this month, school officials found a knife in the backpack belonging to Graciela Reyes. Is this true, Miss Reyes?
It's G.
G? Well, if you feel like you were being falsely accused, you can plead not guilty and go to trial.
How about I plead hungry and go to lunch?
No. But I'd like you to tell me about the knife. Whose was it?
Jenny from the block.
How'd it get in your backpack?
Wardrobe malfunction.
Turn that off, Miss Reyes.
Could be my homegirl, though.
You can talk to your homegirl later.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I can't talk right now. Yeah. I don't know, some bitch.
Miss Reyes!
It's G. I told you
Miss Reyes! I would strongly advise that you take these questions seriously. I happen to hold your immediate future in my hands.
You can't touch me?
Yes, I can. I can throw this over to trial, I can send you to youth camp, or you can show me that you get it, that you are being accountable for your actions.
I think you got a hair sprung loose in the front.
You know what? We're going to hold this case over for, Is there a problem?
Lo siento.
No, it'll take a minute.
Mi niece, Anna. She was shot on the weekend. Her funeral is today. She was so young, Dad. So young, you know?
We will reschedule this case for a more appropriate time. I'm sorry for your loss. You can go.
Lately, I don't know. It just feels like I'm losing confidence in myself.
How are Tasha and Tanisha?
They turned 3 in August. They're just growing up so fast.
And you're still holding on to the job?
Save Big Drugstore, front checker. It'll be 16 months on the 21st.
You've done a lot of good work.
I know, but it gets bad at night. That's when stuff in me starts to rise up. I don't want to hurt my kids again, Miss Gray. I just don't.
Your hand is sweaty. Just as it was when I first held it. And you were not yet 4 years old. You're reaching out, Kendra. I hear you. I will not let you fall.
Elliot, it's Vincent Gray. Yeah, I can't make it to our meeting today. I'm stuck in Hartford. Family illness. Can we set it for a few days from now? Tomorrow? But, all right. 10:30. I'll be there.
What part of I am looking for Tyler Green is too intellectually taxing for you to grasp? Don't you transfer me. I know your extension. I will speed dial the living hell out of you. You want to... Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Did I come at a bad time?
In this building, there is never a good time.
Then I'd like to speak to you outside of the building.
Well, now is not the time.
When?
We'll talk.
There's someplace special I'd like to take you, if you're willing.
Very well.
I'll call.
I'll answer.
Hey, you.
Hey, I was just leaving you a message. At the tone, give the pretty judge a kiss, okay?
So that therapist we talked about, I found her number.
The grief specialist?
She gently guides through the many phases of loss.
How many phases are there?
I thought you'd know.
No. I just keep getting to learn how little I know. Except this. It's over.
Is it, David? Do you really think you can put this behind you?
Behind us?
I guess you get your life back.
Yeah, right, the simple things. Taking the garbage out. Playing ball with Victor. Watching that insane thing that your eyes do when the light catches them in the afternoon, like right now.
Okay. I have an idea. Why don't you come over to my house Wednesday night, dinner, I'll cook.
You cook?
On occasion.
I can't Wednesday. I'm playing in the men's league basketball. It's the finals. We're playing public defenders.
The guys with the ponytails and the love handles.
We're heavily favored.
Thursday, then?
Thursday.
Heather's leaving.
Where to?
Minnesota. She's taking the baby.
Would you like to come in?
I was hoping that you would tell me
Tell you what.
that it's for the best. That they're better off, that I'm a screw-up.
Kyle.
Because this is what I do. I hurt, I complicate, I jack people around until whoever's left standing just drives right out of my life.
Kyle, I'm sorry for yelling at you and for shoving you.
That's your job. You protect kids from people like me.
No, that's not what I...
Maxine. Maxine, when my father died, when I sat there listening to them eulogize a man I had never known, I realized you're all I have. It's you.
You have come here for permission to be less. But I know you. You're ready for whatever challenge you think you're running away from.
You're wrong.
Well, you've clearly made up your mind. I won't try to change it. Live your lie. You'll have no help from me.
Many women have uncomfortable hot flashes and night sweats that disrupt their lives. That's me.
There's a low-dose hormone therapy to relieve these menopausal symptoms.
Less hormones?
It's the lowest effective dose of Prempro with 52% less estrogen and 40% less progestin than before. As it relieves symptoms, it helps prevent osteoporosis.
Sounds good.
If you don't have symptoms, consider non-estrogen treatments to prevent bone loss. Prempro does not prevent and may increase your chance of heart disease, heart attack, stroke, or dementia, and may increase the risk of breast cancer and blood clots, so its use should be limited to the shortest time based on goals and risks.
It's not a lifelong commitment. That's for me.
Prempro is not right for every woman. Discuss its use with your doctor and reevaluate its use regularly. Don't use Prempro if you've had a hysterectomy or if you've had unusual vaginal bleeding, breast or uterine cancer, blood clots, liver problems, stroke or heart attack, or if you think you're pregnant. Side effects may include breast pain and abdominal cramps.
I deserve relief from my symptoms. I'm asking my doctor about the lowest effective dose of Prempro.
Discover a whole new style at Kohl's. Fits your style, purse, life.
I don't want to live the life of a best-selling romance novel. I just want to spend time with the one I love. For people living with moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, Humira is the latest treatment.
I don't want to be a famous artist. I just want to lift a paintbrush with less pain.
Humira relieves the pain and fatigue of rheumatoid arthritis in the majority of people while keeping it from getting worse.
I don't want to win a prize for literature. I just want to teach my third graders how to read.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, so tell your doctor right away if you get an infection, are prone to infections, or have ever had tuberculosis. Do not start Humira if you have an infection, such as an open sore or the flu. Other serious and sometimes fatal infections and tuberculosis have been reported in clinical trials. Rare cases of nervous system disorders and lymphoma have been reported. Common side effects are injection site pain and reactions, headache, and rash. Enjoy more normal living. Talk with your rheumatologist about Humira.
Tonight on an all-new Late Show.
It actually looks like a hot water bottle.
Dave plays Guess the Bulge.
Now, Rupert, do me a favor. Turn around and show Allison your bulge.
Plus, actress Laura Linney. And Dave goes live to Martha Stewart at Camp Cupcake.
It's a good thing.
All new tonight.
What happens when your father is one of America's most notorious mobsters?
We've been on the run for nearly 25 years.
They tell their story for the first time only on 60 Minutes Wednesday.
Thursday night. Pick a movie. Popcorn and parking on me.
I don't want to go to the movies Thursday.
Rent is in town?
Seeing rent. I pay rent. I'm sick of rent.
Bookstore?
Hey, me?
All right, I have a date on Thursday. David's coming over and I'm cooking.
You don't cook.
Just because I don't doesn't mean I can't.
Means you shouldn't.
I parked on the street. If I get a ticket, it's yours.
Amy wants us out Thursday.
I am merely trying to negotiate the use of the house. My house.
It's her house.
I get that.
Where does it say that I can ask for a little privacy in my own home?
You want us out of the way, we're out of the way. We'll go out, get Chinese, which Amy will pay for.
Ha, ha, ha. Hello?
Hey, Amy, it's Vincent.
Hey, Vincent, where are you? I thought you were coming home.
I'm in a bookstore. I need a little advice. There's this girl. We've been doing the eye contact thing, and I'm not sure what to do. I mean, do I go up and make the bold move?
Since when have you needed advice when it comes to women? And I thought you had a meeting.
It got rescheduled. And in case you hadn't noticed, I've been out of the singles game for a few years, so I gotta go.
Is there a Greek classic section?
Oh, let's see.
There's Elizabethan, a whole section of Italian authors, one wall devoted to Chinese lit.
Really? A whole wall? Actually, I don't work here.
I didn't think you did.
Right. Good. Greek. I'm thinking stairs.
I'm looking for Antigone.
Sophocles, one of my favorites.
Totally relevant today. The whole oppression of women.
You got that?
You didn't?
No, I did.
Hey, Crayon, total misogynist, control freak, pig jerk. She refuses to be passive, which flies in the face of every rule of the culture.
But in the end, isn't it really all about Oedipus?
That is so like a guy to say that.
I'm just speaking, you know, as a writer.
Well, just because you banged out a few derivative screenplays.
Actually, no screenplays. I'm an author.
Published?
Very. I'm actually in town meeting on my next book.
Well, maybe it is a bit Oedipal after all.
Isn't everything? You have any interest in, I don't know, coffee or something?
Let's skip coffee.
Water pressure's good.
Mommy. Yeah, you just have to wait a minute in the morning for a hot shower.
Thanks.
But other than that...
Refrigerator well stocked?
I pick up my stamps twice a month, so, you know, if I plan correctly, my kids have everything they need.
You mind if I ask about a social life?
You mean a man?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's gone. You know, now my kids are my life. They're everything.
Mama, can I have a juice box?
Girls, what did Mama tell you about interrupting?
Kendra, it's all right. Would it be easier if you had a break?
What, for my kids?
Well, just to relieve the pressure. Give you time to work your program.
Well, you know, I want to make it work this time.
Kendra, I removed you from your mother and your mother from her mother. Your girls are the 4th generation of women in your family in this system. You're the one who can break the cycle. Look at them. You are their life. They're the reason you're working so hard. You can do it for them. This is my cell phone number. You call me anytime.
Thank you, Miss Gray.
Oh, hey, hello.
Damn it. Wait.
Taxi! You!
You're a straight-A student, Chelsea. You're on your way to an Ivy League school. Yet you still haven't given anyone an explanation as to why you took your mother's Mercedes. That troubles me.
It was because of Adam.
Adam?
My boyfriend. I needed to see him.
At 3:17 in the morning?
Your Honor, I'm wondering if the best thing isn't to just pay the fine and move on.
Okay. Well, the fine for driving past curfew with only a learner's permit is $562.
Which I will insist that Chelsea reimburse me for.
Mrs. Adams, I really strongly suggest that we all try to dig a little deeper into what's going on here.
She made a mistake. All I want to do is put it behind me.
You?
Beg your pardon?
Put it behind you?
Us, our family.
Chelsea, what's really going on with your boyfriend? Just pretend I'm not a judge for a minute. You can talk to me. I'll listen.
Take the check.
I had an abortion. Adam couldn't handle it. He stopped talking to me. I needed to hear his voice.
I will suspend the fine in this case. In lieu, the court mandates that Chelsea and her parents participate in 10 hours of counseling.
That is not your role.
15 hours. The court will see you both back here in 6 weeks. Thank you.
You walk in here late, and then you tell me you forgot the manuscript?
I've had things to deal with. In the move, my marriage, all of which I plan to write about.
Let me explain something to you, Vincent. First of all, no one
is late to a meeting with me.
It won't happen again.
And your manuscript. Knopf is all over my ass. They put out good money for an unknown writer. They have a right.
2 months. 6 weeks if I push.
End of the week.
That's not possible.
Well, then you leave me no choice. We're backing out of the contract.
You're my agent.
Yeah, and I have a reputation. You can't deliver, my ass is on the line. We're finished. Oh, and you're gonna have to return the advance.
15,000? I don't have it. I'd spent it.
Then get it.
What do you want first? Good news or the bad news?
You know me. I'm a bad news kind of person, always have been.
Good news. Found Tyler Green.
And the bad?
He's being held on a $5,000 bond for burglary. Petty theft to support a drug habit.
Well, I'll talk to him. Needs to be a captive audience.
There's one other thing. Kendra Moore.
Did she call me?
No, but I've been reviewing her file, and 2 incidents of domestic violence. Policeman called her home 3 times the last 15 months. She's high risk. If it were me, I'd pull.
I see.
I'm not sure you do.
Pull, snatch, yank, drag out screaming. Have you ever thought about those words, Sean? The DCF lingo?
I'm protecting your children.
We should be giving her the skills to do it herself. Let her claim that victory.
Her or you?
Excuse me.
Check in first, and we'll call.
Want me to see?
Need a hand?
Thanks. But I got it covered.
You think it'll be okay, just you and the baby? It's a long drive to Minnesota.
We'll be fine. We're good together.
Right.
Once I get settled, I'll send my address, the new number.
I'd like that.
I don't have to do this, Kyle. Try and make small talk like this.
I always did suck at that. The thing is, Heather, 90-day rehab's tough. I know, and I want you to get through it, I do. I want this baby to have what it needs. A sober mother. A father.
Kyle, I am sorry about everything. This whole stupid, just messy mess.
It wasn't just you, Heather. It was me, too.
There's my boy.
Don't blow Saturday with an ordinary nut. Put out the good stuff. Planters.
Not one of these allergy medicines can give you long-lasting seasonal allergy relief without the risk of drowsiness. But Allegro 180 can, for people 12 and over. Side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or backache. Choose long-lasting prescription Allegra.
I was working on my second slice when I saw a damsel in distress. Either she'd seen a ghost, or it was heartburn. She needed something fast. So I offered her a Pepsid Complete. She bit. Only Pepsid Complete has 2 active ingredients. The first starts to neutralize acid on contact. The second keeps heartburn from coming back, all day or all night. I shared my Pepsid, and she shared her cannoli. Pepsid Complete. Just one and heartburn's done.
Survivor Thursday. The deepest underwater challenge ever. Plus, an unexpected twist. Rocks the 2 tribes.
What the hell's going on today?
And when a massive earthquake shakes the island.
Oh my God.
It'll be a true test of survival. Don't miss a new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Dying, aren't I? We're all dying. You having chest pain? I'm praying for blackjack. Jump school starts in 20 minutes.
Jump school?
1, 2, 3!
No way! Way!
A new episode of Dr. Vegas, CBS Friday.
Recent floods left many upstate residents footing the bill for water damage. Now, a government program has free money to help prevent that.
One woman who took the cash says it was not worth the trouble. Our Allison Storm has her story at 11.
Also tonight, Union County wants to cover this land with water and develop retirement communities. Tonight, environmental groups warn the public about the potential impact on the area.
And who should decide if you can own a pet? Some say the local government's putting a leash on your rights when it comes to your pets. We'll explain at 11.
Need a delicious lunch or dinner? Follow the sign dancer to Little Caesars and pick up a large pepperoni pizza for just $5. No need to order, it's hot and ready.
Pizza, pizza.
Lowest prices of the season during the Belk Day sale. Save on these doorbusters and more Wednesday and Thursday. Chaps Solid Piqué Polo, $12.99. 200 thread count sheet sets, $19.99 any size. 40% off Alfred Dunner and Corette. Hager, Savan, Dockers, and Izod pants, $18.99. Hurry in for these doorbusters and more Wednesday and Thursday. Lowest prices of the season at Belk.
Yeah, everything we do at Belk is all for you.
I'm Inez Tenenbaum, and I approve this message.
So what are Jim DeMent's big ideas? We've heard his plan for a new 23% sales tax on almost everything we buy. But he also voted to give China special trade privileges, exporting our good, high-paying jobs. Meanwhile, South Carolina's lost manufacturing jobs, nearly 60,000. And DeMent's response? Stop whining about job losses. Jim DeMent's big ideas? Bad ideas for South Carolina.
Advantage Live Doppler, a better way to look at changing weather, only on News Channel 7. Air 7 Power Zoom, incredible views of breaking news.
When we left off, we were considering the disposition of a plea. You can say not guilty and go to trial. What do you want to do?
What if I do say guilty?
Then it's my job to hand down your sentence.
You mean my punishment?
Yeah, that's right.
Who are you to mess with me?
Oh, let's not get into that again, Miss Reyes.
How am I supposed to make up my mind when I don't know anything about this?
Your plea should reflect the truth. Was it your knife?
You know what? Our girl's gotta watch her back. You don't understand. You know what happened to my cousin. I don't back down. I just represent. And that's how it is. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
You in a gang?
I got friends.
Graciela, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you dream your life looks like when you're my age?
It don't matter what I dream. Because either way, I'm going to be dead.
Yeah, no digas eso. Do you know why your mother's crying?
It's like she always does.
She's worried for you. Do you understand that?
She's weak.
She lost a niece, and she's afraid her daughter's going to be next.
Well, you know what? She's wrong, because I don't play that. I survive.
Hug your mother.
What?
I want you to hug your mother. Or pay the fine. What do you want? $477. You got that kind of money?
Nope.
Then you know what you have to do.
You serious?
contigo, mija.
If you're trying to kill me, there must be faster ways.
Thank you very much for agreeing to come up here.
Yes, that's quite, it's lovely.
Yes, I own it.
The mountain?
Well, 2/3 of an acre of it, easement and water rights included. I bought it about 5 years ago in order to build on it one day.
There's an enormous rock right in the middle of it.
Yes, I realize that.
You didn't miss the big rock?
No. I plan to embrace its presence.
That rock?
Yes, that rock. To build without eroding what came before.
Big rocks don't move easily.
Yes. And yet some just require a gentle nudge.
All right, who is the rock, Ignacio? You or I?
Maxine, we are each two people who have come. You're the rock.
I have news for you. We're both a little rocky.
Maxine, you have every right not to trust, to be angry. You're good at angry. But I brought you up here in order that you might understand. Things in my life, they were set in stone a long time ago. My family, my marriage, each bound by an archaic tradition. And I had no reason to challenge that till I met you. And now I'm different. I'm inspired. I have visions of a future crackling in my head, and I'm ready. I'm ready to move the rock, Maxine. As you wish.
I get nothing but net, and they start screaming I had my foot on the line. We're all up in each other's faces. The essays were Petey's. I mean, the marshals are over here. They're waiting to play the court reporters. They get up in it. It's crazy. I mean, legal b-ball is wild.
I hate dumb jock stories.
Me too. Why do you think we feel obligated to tell them?
I don't know. Same reason you chew tobacco?
Right. Those were lemmings with testosterone.
I wish you could have met my dad. He would have liked you.
You don't talk about him.